Hi, my name is Radomir Sejdak. I'm a polyglot. I've learned 4 foreign languages, and today I'm going to tell you about something that helped me a lot in learning languages quickly and effectively. It's not about the best app, it's not about best expensive course or about the perfect plan even. It's about something else. It's about creating atmosphere of necessity. We are talking today about necessitiesness of learning languages. So, if you are interested, welcome you to join me in this video. So, the truth of the learning is usually brutal. If the language is only one of the thing we have to choose, we can choose in the day, it will usually lose with some things in life which are already part of our daily routine, daily life. We all work, we have families, either our families or if we are in a family, we have friends, we have TV, we have phones, we are exhausted also. We have to rest after work, rest after also meetings, yeah? Or we have friends, we have to meet with them. And there are hundreds, if not thousands of more important things which we can do and want to do every day. And the reality is that's usually learning language is the next thing we add to the schedule, and because we want to learn language. We are motivated to start to learn language. And that's exactly why so many people do not have a problem with knowing knowledge about learning language. They don't have. Their problem is that the language is not a necessary enough for them to learn, to continue. So today I'll show you how to change this. The main problem is that most people say, I don't have time for learning language. Well, it can be true, yeah? We all have 24 hours per day, and out of the all things we mention, work, family, friends, TV, mobile phone, meeting, eating, cleaning, washing, whatever, we don't have enough time for learning the language. It is true for most of the people, tell me if not, because that's the number one excuse. Most people say like this, but very often this is not completely true. The truth is more like this, that I haven't created a situation where the language, learning the language is really the time worth to spend. It's not. I didn't create a situation where learning language will fit into for 100%. It's necessity to 100% to fit into the schedule. Yeah, because if something is not necessary, and it's not necessary when it's in the end, it's not necessary. The brain will very easily postpone it. Because this is what brain does. Normally our brain use up to 20% of the energy of the whole body. Yeah? It's roughly about 2% of the weight, but using 20% of energy of the body. So this means that the brain tries, the body encourages the brain, and brain is trying to save up as much as energy, because we were evolving in a time when there was not enough food, not enough energy in nature or available to us, so we had to save up energy. We had to think, but save up energy. So this is how the comfort zone was created in our brain. The things we know, that's great. Going outside is difficult. It's not impossible though. But there is also always, when it's not necessary, then the brain will not try to find in our time the gap, the spot to put necessity of learning the language. There will be always reasons like we are tired after we were in the work, we are tired after work. We had a hard day, so we don't have now brain to focus on something. Or we have other responsibilities because we have family or something with kids, we have to pick them up, we have to go to the doctor, there is a car needs to be the mechanic, or is it dirty, we need to clean it, there is a friend, he came for on a beer, or we have to visit somebody, we didn't see somebody, we didn't call somebody, and the time, and another half an hour, another 15 minutes, or there is shopping, we didn't do the shopping, we do mostly, but now there was a longer, we met somebody, and so on and so on. And in the end, we are not in the mood, or we don't have the time, we'll do it tomorrow. And that's not the necessity. Necessity is when it will be exactly welded into the schedule of the day. Tomorrow can look, why? Because tomorrow can look exactly the same. So the problem is not that you have too little time for this. The problem is that the language loses too easily with the rest of the day. This is why that's what helped me, for example, was that it's not wanting to learn. I had to set up in my brain that it's necessity. I have to learn it. I will not give up. I will not come back to the old routines without learning the language. I will get to the 5 ways how to create this necessity, but this is what helped me a lot. Not just wanting, but really welding, putting this hammer, this with the hammer in my day schedule when I wanted to do it, usually on the beginning of the schedule. And this is what helped really for me. And what does it mean? To create the atmosphere of necessity. So, atmosphere of necessity is to set up in which the language stopped being the extra in the day, but started to being something that has its own place, function, and consequences in our life. That means that you do not learn only when you feel motivated, because this is normally in the beginning. You don't learn only when everything else is already done, because let's be honest, usually it's not done. That most of the things you don't do as you wanted in the day, and I have it always. I mean, I'm almost always don't do all of the things I wanted to do. And this is because I do the priorities first. And one of the priority is exactly learning language. And you don't leave the language for free time, because let's be honest, also these free times usually don't exist. Because the free time is almost never comes to its own. We always use up free times for something which we're postponing before. So instead, you need to create conditions on which the language is built into the daily plan, is connected to maybe to other people, or linked with real actions, or with your hobbies, with the friends, and has specific reason why it will happen today and not someday, on someday like in tomorrow or next week or something. This is what creates momentum, because when something becomes necessity, then you stop negotiating with yourself every day about whether it's worth it. You just do it, And now I will give you 5 methods how to create an atmosphere of necessity. Number 1 is make an appointment with the real person. And this is one of the strongest methods I'm using now in learning. Now my challenge is to learn French to communicative level, and I'm doing quite well. Making appointment with real person one is the strongest method, because if you know that today you have to send a voice message, let's say 1 minute voice message to Spaniard, or to French person, or to German person, the language stop being just an abstract thing based on your motivation. It's suddenly you are not learning someday. You are learning because today you have to use the language, and you have commitment to the other real person. This works much more powerful than a promise you make only to yourself. For example, instead of saying today I'll study Spanish. You said like this, today by 8 p.m. I will send 1 minute voice message to my Spanish friend, Jordan, Carlos, Juan. And this is what I do, exactly. So this is my daily routine, it's built in my daily routine, sending every day 1 minute message in the new language I'm learning and with the language that my co-speaker, native speaker, is speaking. So for example in French. So I'm sending in English and in French, and I become also from native French, his French and his English, which is learning. And this is commitment. This is specific. It creates the light pressure, but pressure you cannot avoid. And the healthy pressure helps a lot. Right. Method number 2. Set a minimum daily standard. Daily, it's important. Do not rely on a huge burst of motivation or you're going to learn 2 hours one day. Yeah? It is better to set something small but mandatory every day. For example, 10 minutes a day. Yeah, it can be sending messages, voice messages, which will actually take 5 minutes, 7 minutes every day. Yeah, sending 1 minute messages in 2 languages, receiving 2 languages, so it's theoretically 4 minutes. With some thinking, it's 6 minutes. Yeah, if you send a little bit longer, it can be 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes maximum. Yeah, or learning 5 new sentences or 10 words, or yeah, sending voice message. Yeah, short text or something. Words, yeah, and there's the most important thing is that daily contact with the language becomes something obvious. You do not ask, do I feel like really doing this today? You ask, when can I do it? When am I going to do it today? This is a huge difference. Not you don't ask yourself, do I want to do it? Do I have strength to do it? You just do it, and you just ask when. Yeah. All right. Method 3, connect the language to a real goal. The language without a goal is easy to postpone, yeah, because you don't have this goal, yeah. But if the language is connected to something real, it's important. It's important for your growth. And for example, when it's connected to something real. So, for example, you want to have a conversation with foreigners. For example, you want to go to Spain and you want to learn Spanish to go to Spain to watch the Spanish football in real and talk to the other foreigners or Spanish people about the football match and about the football in general. Yeah? Or you want to travel more freely to the country you love. You love Greece, you want to travel to Greece. Or you want to work abroad, like me. You want to go to England to work, to Germany, to France, to Italy, to the United States, somewhere. And this is also very powerful because it gives you motivation and also daily routine. You put it because you have to do it, and it's connected with the real purpose, connected with the real goal. Yeah. Or you want to record videos in another language, like I do. Or you want to read specific content. You want to read about the, I don't know, Spanish football, or about the Italian football, or about the French culture, or some other culture in another languages. So this is specific content. You want to watch video about this content, yeah? Or you want to have access to the people that or the world that you didn't have access before, yeah? I don't know, you want to have contact with Chinese people and to their culture and so on. So then it is very specific. Or to Japan, you are dreaming about Japan and you want to have a contact with them. So that's a really great necessity and motivation to connect it with your goal of learning. So you are not learning the language in general, you are learning for something. Yeah, method number 4. Put yourself in a situation where the language is needed. This is very powerful, and it's connected also with my past. So one day I left my native country, Poland, and I moved to Austria with my family, to Vienna, beautiful city of Vienna, where I wanted to start my career in Vienna using my experience and using, well, my English language. Unfortunately, I didn't speak German. I was thinking from the school courses and university courses that I'm speaking quite, that I can say something, but in the place I will be better. But in general, I was speaking probably 5%, and I was really putting myself in a situation where the language is really needed. So I decided I have to learn as fast as possible to realize my goals. And that was situation in a foreign country where I didn't speak the language, where I had to learn, and it really worked on me hugely, because I started to learn very quickly, and a lot of hours, a lot of wasting time on hours, sometimes a lot of apps, videos, books which were wasting of time, but at least in this way I found a way to learn as fast as possible. And I did it because after 6 months I got a job as a German-speaking coordinator for people who comes to Germany without knowing in German. So I can help them in Rathaus, which is the office for registration. I forgot the English name for this. Or to go to a doctor, to a dentist, or talk to the landlord, and I was helping them in this. So 6 months were really okay for me, for push myself in the situation I needed to learn. You can also sign to the online conversation with somebody, because you can find online the native speaker from another continent, another country, who wants to help you learning. And this is signing online, is some kind of commitment. You can sending the messages, regular voice messages with exchanges. Voice messages exchange with somebody creates this situation. You can daily make notes in foreign language if you want. You can join the group where the communication in language is partly in the new language. For example, I don't know, Spanish dance group, where sometimes there's Spanish speaking teacher and for dancing, and he used some Spanish words for this, so it will require you also to be a part of your hobby, the learning the language. So it's really, I think, nice start to survive in this environment. All right, method number 5, cut off the escape routes. This is very practical. Cut off the escape route. You cannot escape. So you're in a situation you cannot escape. This is also for me. When I move outside, abroad, I put myself in a situation when I had to learn, but also I cut the escape route. I didn't give myself the reason that I will stop learning. And also, that was I did to myself in every languages. That in every new language I'm learning, I don't give myself a choice not to learn. I have to finish as a communicative speaker in the new language, like in French now. That's the language challenge. So, if you just sit down to learn with your phone and notification and so on, you will start to learn, only because there's a flashcard on the phone, and with the phone, and you will have a lot of notifications, and then you will distract you. Somebody will call you, somebody send a message. There is a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. There will be communication. Your favorite video, your favorite author, your favorite blogger, YouTuber will suddenly appear, and you don't learn at all. The atmosphere that you cannot escape needs this necessity is simple. Just you can put the phone to another room and start to learn. For example, if you like flashcards on another phone, or you can switch off. You switch off you put the don't disturb mode, so no notification will be visible. It's great, Or choose a specific time that every day at 7 o'clock in the morning you are doing this, or you do it at 8 o'clock in the afternoon, or you do it every day on the way to work. This is very good in the morning for making these exercises for your brain. Or have already task like something like I'll study in the specific hour. Something like this. Look, I can give you some examples. For example, for example, I want to say I'll study French when I have time. When I find time, or just the reality is like this. I want to study French when I will find time, or I want to do it today, but now I don't have time. I will do it next in the lunchtime. I will do it in the afternoon. I will do it in the evening, and finally I cannot do it anymore. But the better will be that not when I find time, but it's better would be that we need to find necessity and do it every day, like a breakfast. We have to eat breakfast every day. Even if we don't have time for breakfast, we do it 1 hour later, 2 hours later, but we do it normally in the morning. So you can put it like every morning before work. I send the 1 minute voice messages in French, yeah? Every morning in the breakfast, or every morning when I drive to work, or every morning I send a voice message, or every morning when I'm in the bus to work, I'm doing the flashcards. Yeah, every Tuesday or Thursday I have this video voice conversation with the native speaker and with Spanish native speaker, and I have to learn. Yeah, so this is the commitment with the real person. So that's the real life example. So there's no longer is a dream. It's no longer the point that you can resign. It's a point in calendar, a specific place where you have to do it. Look, I hope it helped you. And remember, if you want to learn language faster and more effectively, do not rely on motivation. Motivation is good for getting started, but necessity, putting this, welding this into your daily schedule is what very often keeps you moving every day. Because there will be always something urgent, there will be always something important, or the reason to postpone language until it's too late. So do not only ask how can I motivate myself to learn, because I'm losing motivation, I'm losing urge to do it. It's better instead to how can I set up my life that the language becomes part of my daily routine, so I do it every day. I do it every day because I'm either in situation where I have to and I have the necessity, or I don't have the route back, I cannot come back, or I'm among the people who are speaking this language, so I have to do it, like the dance course, or I'm in the country where I have to learn, or I'm in the job where half of the people is speaking this new language, so I have to also learn. That's the necessity. Look, I hope it helped you, because necessity is number one drive, which really can push you every day to put the learning language every day to your schedule and do it every day. So really, if it helped you, please write in the comments something like necessity, please subscribe to the channel and send it to somebody who may really need this motivation. And I welcome you to another videos. And also every Wednesday, I'm doing the live webinars at 8 o'clock p.m. about learning languages. So I encourage you to join, and I see you there. Thank you very much. Radomir Sejdak.